as you'd expect, we're back. The Mario Matter, your favorite Nintendo podcast, guys. Welcome into the show. We're here with the freaking Jack Skellington statue behind me. If you're watching the video version, if you're not watching the video version, I'm so sorry. Because if you're on Spotify, Apple, you can't see all the cool stuff behind me. We have the freaking Snoopy shirt howdy partner from Cracker Barrel. Guys, who is better than you? We're here, episode 54. What are we discussing today? We're talking about September Nintendo Direct predictions. We have some confirmed leaks from a special someone named Puro. I'll discuss all of that. We have Nintendo Switch 2 talk that has blown up over the past week. We have fully confirmed, official, no Zelda DLC is planned. We discuss that and whether or not it is good for the game. You're here, you're happy, I'm happy. Let's begin the show and discuss some Nintendo news over the past week. If you like, feel free to skip through to the parts that you want of the podcast. As you know, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere, we have chapters in the show and timestamps in the description to skip right to. So if you want to hear direct stuff, feel free to skip. If you want to hear Switch 2 stuff, feel free to skip. With that said, let's get to the Nintendo news of the past week. It is September 9th. I'm excited. Let's go. So guys, once again, as you might have just heard / saw, there's no new intro for the podcast yet. Guys, I'm working on a freaking intro to get made for the show. The one that I have is kind of cool, and the music is a bop. I'll tell you, I'll say that, right? It's fire. And so I'm gonna keep using it on the show, as an outro. But there's an intro with cool audio that I got that someone did for me, and I just haven't gotten the intro done yet. I'm not making it; someone else is making it. Our visions haven't aligned. I'm freaking working on it, guys. Come on now, give me 3 weeks. It'll be ready. So, anyways, as you know, if you've been on the podcast before, or have watched the podcast rather, or listened to it rather, it's a freaking podcast. You don't always watch podcasts. You might, but you don't always. And so, if you've been here before, you know that we like to begin with the Nintendo News headline segment. So, I made this comparison in my last podcast, but do you know when, you're watching a Nintendo Direct, and they're here's the first batch of headlines? That's kind of what we're doing here. We are bringing you news headlines from the past week, all related to Nintendo, and today, as of posting, is September 9th. And so that brings us back 7 days. That is September 2nd. We start from there in terms of news, and then all the other big stuff, like what's in the title, like Switch 2, like Direct stuff, like Direct leaks, like no Zelda DLC, that is all going to be later in longer segments. So once again, if you just want to hear that, feel free to skip right ahead. Do what you need to do. All the meat is in this one show. So with that said, we're bringing you news though, right? We got to bring you everything. So once again, it is the 9th. We go back to the 2nd here. I just had some fire freaking Cracker Barrel this morning, bro. I am in a mood. I closed the curtains because it's 11 a.m. and it's very, very bright out. So it was kind of blinding the camera. I figured we close the curtains behind me. Let's get to it. So, September 2nd news. I'm not going to act like there was very much, because on Saturdays and Sundays, guys, there is no news. There is nothing, right? And so this is not even official, Nintendo news, but it is news either way. It just wasn't meant to happen on the 2nd of September. So here we go. Nintendo has updated the amiibo packaging, at least in Europe. Okay, now that's pretty cool. How so, you might ask? So, from an image from... How do you say that? I'm not good with names, but their name is spelled A-J-I-M-I. Ajimi. We'll go with that. From Famiboards has shared an image of updated amiibo box art when it was restocked in Europe very recently. And so if you've ever had your hands on an amiibo box, you would know, on the front, it says who it is, maybe what game they're from, and you can see the amiibo, it looks pretty freaking sharp, right? On the back, it'll say, it's an amiibo. It does this, that, and that on this console, that console. And, you know, it just tells you what it does in case you had zero idea. Well, guess what? Do you know on the back how it says, like, it can be used on Wii U, on 3DS, on Switch? Now it doesn't say any of that. It is so bland, it is so plain, and on screen, if you're seeing this video version, is the updated box art. Now, if you're seeing the audio version, I can kind of, you know, describe it to you. So let me actually upscale this image and read it here. So, once again, the original is all bright, colorful, it tells you what it does. Now, it's just the gigantic amiibo logo, and this is all it says underneath. You can use amiibo with compatible software. That is all it says, and then everything else is, I think, French. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we can try to, you know, translate that, but really, it's like 5 lines of text, and it just says, I mean, once again, I'd have to translate it, but it just says something like, this works with compatible software, blah, like, it's nothing. It's really nothing at all. It's the most plain back that you will ever see on an amiibo box. Now, what is the reason for that? Well, many speculate, not confirmed, but many speculate it is because of the upcoming next system. They want to make these more, I guess, evergreen. Like, you don't want to, I mean, it doesn't hurt to, like, you know, promote that it works with the Switch, Wii U, and 3DS, but maybe you just want to make it plain for now until your next system is revealed, and then bring all that back. I don't know, it's kind of a weird decision, but box arts have updated. Now, should you see them with the next newest amiibo? I don't know. I don't know that it'll even be on the Splatoon 3 amiibo that released later this year. I don't know that it'll be on those. But is it on the boxes, at least in Europe, on a Smash Bros. Restock? Yes, that is the case here. So, once again, maybe that will be the case with the Splatoon 3 amiibo releasing later this year, or maybe not at all. Who knows if it'll be a thing in every country? Maybe it's just, you know, a Europe thing? I don't know. But that has changed. I don't like it, to be honest. It's just so plain. But with that said, we move to our next piece of news, also on September 2nd here, okay? September 2nd. Now, you're going to say, okay, Max, why would you bring me this piece of news? You don't report on leakers that you don't know about, okay? Hear me out. What I'm going to tell you that came out on September 2nd relates to what we are talking about later on in the podcast. So I'm going to breeze by this quick and remember this for later, okay? Leaker named I'm a Hero 2 claims Nintendo Switch 2 runs games similar to a PS5, in that the games are comparable to how games run on PS5. That is what they have stated. That is their leaking from I'm a Hero 2. That is their name. Now, I won't dive too much into it. That is rather self-explanatory. But please remember that for the later segments, as that actually turns out to maybe be somewhat, possibly, potentially rather true. Okay? Remember that. With that said, we move to Sunday, September 3rd, for what news happened on that day. Do you want to know what happened on September 3rd, guys? Do you want to know? It was a Sunday. Nothing happened. Nothing happened on September 3rd. But guess what? I still have news for you. I still have news. I give you the freaking news, all right? I give you the news. No need to watch, you know, Fox News or, you know, ABC or, you know, CNN. Whoever puts on the dang news these days. I give you the news. September 3rd, I made a decision with my money. And with that said, if you inspect my background of the video very closely, you can see what I spent my money on. Video coming this week. I have a long-form video coming this week on my YouTube channel. If you inspect the background closely, okay? That's all I'll say. Something's different. So, really, video coming this week, long-form video this week, unexpected, did not know that I was going to do this action this early and buy this thing, but I did it. So, long-form video coming, look forward to it. With that said, that is all the news on that day. You know, that's pretty good news. EmSwizzle long-form videos, dude, like, bro, apart from the podcast, They don't come out very often because I'm mostly a shorts creator, and this is where I talk to you about the long-form stuff. This is where we converse. This is where you get to know who I am. I just do the podcast in addition to the shorts. And then you'll see a long-form video here and there. That's just how we roll. Now, right now, I'm kind of taking a break from long-form stuff because I am focused on banking up as many shorts as I can. But we're coming back. We're coming back to it. So that's the news on that day. But then we move to Monday, guys. Monday is when things open back up. It's a business day. And I have a question. When some things like expire after like 3 days, like let's say bread expires after like 5 days, right? Like just theoretically, like does that count weekends? Because like it says like 3 to 5 days, but like if UPS tells me like 3 to 5 days, like that's gonna mean 3 to 5 business days. Like, is that the same case with bread? Serious question. Like I don't know if it does it wait business days to go stale, or like wait weekends to go stale? I don't freaking know. I mean, someone help me out here. I'm gonna post that on my clips channel, and somebody help me out. Make this the most popular clip on the EmSwizzle clips channel, please. Someone help me here, okay? I seriously have no clue. Anyways, September 4th is a Monday. Things open back up. What happened here? Well, guys, IGN. What does IGN stand for? Can we actually Google it? IGN.com. I'm sure that you know who IGN is. What does IGN stand for? Do you know? Because I don't. Imagine Games Network. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay. You know what? You learn something new every day. Oh man. Okay, so they did an interview with Doug Bowser at what I believe was Nintendo Live. And when you can get an interview with Doug Bowser, that's big stuff. Now, normally, if it was a slow news week, I'd make that a whole segment. I would read every single word that he ever said in that interview. However, it's a banging news week. So this type of news is not even making it into a segment. Like, it's not making it. This interview with the president of Nintendo is not making the cut for a segment today. So what does he even talk about, though? He talks about Switch, talks about Charles Martinet, the voice actor for Mario. He talks about Nintendo Live. He talks about so much stuff in that interview. I will not read it to you because it is rather long, but if you want to read it, I will leave the link down below in the description. If you go in the description, you'll see the sources and links link. There's one link that contains all the links, so you actually have to click 2 links before you get there. But it's much easier for me, or else the description would be super long. So there's one paste bin link in the description. Go there, and the interview will be linked there. He says a lot of good stuff. And when they actually asked him about the Switch, he shut it down immediately. Dude, he was like, nothing, no comment. There's nothing to even talk about there. Like, he shut it down. Dude, I'm telling you, Switch 2 is releasing next year. But that's for a later segment in the podcast. We'll discuss that in like an hour. Sorry, that's a long time. Sorry. Skip to it if you want. Oh my gosh, my desk just broke apart. What is this? Oh gosh, the podcast is falling apart. Guys, my desk, part of my desk just like came off. Like, what just happened in the last 15 seconds? Guys, I was reading to you about Doug Bowser. Part of my desk just came off. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I think that it like clips back on though. So if I just go like if I go like this, it'll go back on, I think. If not, I can figure it out later. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll figure it out later. That's actually amazing. Quality content here, okay? So, boom. Clean off the mic. I actually hit it a little bit. Oh, boys, ladies, gents, we have a lot of news for you left. So, that was what happened on September 4th. We even have more news for you on September 4th. Part of my desk just came off. That'll happen. It happens quite a bit, honestly. Now, I'm grabbing my phone for this one, okay? And we actually have to open up a mobile browser for this, okay? So, guys, the headline reads, Nintendo releases Pikmin Finder game released on mobile browsers. Okay? Now, you're probably thinking, what is a Pikmin finder? Well, it's rather self-explanatory. So, the news here came on September 4th. Like, that's when it kind of got out. But from what I can tell, it released on September 1st, which was last... Jeez, that was Friday. That was last Friday. That's from, what I can tell. But the news broke on the 4th, which is weird. So, Pikmin Finder released. Now, the speculation here is that they released this little mobile website game for users at Nintendo Live, or customers at, the whole convention, right? At Nintendo Live, there are lines to wait in, and they probably put this out so that you weren't bored. So, how do you play this freaking Pikmin Finder game? I'll leave a link for you down below. I played it, it's kind of sick, and I'm gonna do it now. Either Google Pikmin Finder, or click the link that I have for you in the description. It'll take you to a site, and you have to enable camera access. It's an AR game, and essentially, you pluck Pikmin that are in the real world around you. It's like using your camera. It's like how Pokemon Go works, like when you catch a Pokemon in real life. It's like the same thing. But you pluck Pikmin out of the ground. They find treasure for you. Dude, it's freaking fun for a mobile browser game. Dude, mobile browser, like, bro, I would not pay money for this game. But for a little mobile browser game, it's sick. So I don't know if it's ever going to go away, because once again, it was kind of speculated that it was mostly for Nintendo Live users who did not want to wait in lines and, they need to distract themselves. I don't know how long it'll be around, but as of September 8th at 11:24 a.m., it is still up. So go play Pikmin Finder before it's gone. That's one of the coolest games I've seen in my life. Pikmin Finder. It's like, dude, it's comparable to Chibi Robo Photo Finder. Like, if you've played that, which I probably shouldn't compare it to that because no one liked that game apart from me and 6 people. But dude, it's pretty fun. It's fun. Try it out if you're just bored at, if you're bored at 11:24 a.m., then play Pikmin Finder. But that's up to you, not up to me. We'll see. Anyways, that game is fun. It shouldn't be fun, but it's so sick. Anyways, guys, September 5th. This is a day where it's you don't know what the heck's going on. Is it fall yet? Is it, the sun's going down faster than normal? I don't know. I don't know. Uranus is out. That sounds terrible. I meant the planet. Uranus? Guys, is it Uranus or Uranus? One of those. Anyways, stars around, dude, it's popping, right? Well, Nintendo had other plans. They revealed freaking Nintendo Switch bundles, guys. Let's go! We get the same exact console that we already have, but with games. Now, that's half true. Actually, half true. That actually is half true, because there's 2 consoles here that are the exact same, and then 2 special ones. Anyways, that is 50% true. There are 4 new Nintendo Switch bundles, and 2 of those are special edition consoles that they have announced. Okay, this is big stuff, okay? So, once again, 4 new bundles announced for Switch. Let's go over what they are. So, the first one being a red and blue Joy-Con Nintendo Switch bundle. It's just the normal Switch, no special bonanza, but it includes Mario Kart for the price of $300, which is what the Switch sells for. So you're saving $60 because you get Mario Kart for free. That's just how it goes. That's how the game goes. You're saving money, and that releases October 6th. That is kind of I've never really seen it be called the Black Friday bundle, but isn't that what they do for Black Friday? They put out a Switch that has Mario Kart. Isn't that what they do? That's their holiday bundle kind of thing, right? That's what that is. So that releases October 6th. So if you have a birthday on October 7th and you happen to not have a Switch and you also want Mario Kart, that's perfect for you, right? Tell Santa does not do birthdays. Tell the birthday fairy. I don't know. And then, guys, here's where it gets freaking interesting. If you're an Animal Crossing fan like me, you might want to skip because this is going to tempt you into spending money. So unless you have, like, some disposable income as an Animal Crossing, why not, So if you just bought a Switch Lite, you might want to return it because they have revealed 2 new special edition Nintendo Switch Lites, Animal Crossing Timmy and Tommy themed. That is a freaking mouthful. Okay, here we go. So, one is blue, one is pink. Pictures on screen for our video listeners. There are 2 new special editions, and on the back of these special editions, they aren't like crazy designed, but on the back, there is an Animal Crossing New Horizons leaf design where, if I can actually pull up the picture, it's just like covered in the Animal Crossing leaf. Like, do you know that like leaf that has those lines through? Like, yeah, that's the entire back of the Switch. It just has the leaves in it, or the leaves in it. And then on the front of both Switches, they're the exact same design on both Switches, just one's blue and one's like coral pink or whatever. On the back of the Switches, on the front bottom right, so like right next to the home button, is a little brown Animal Crossing leaf icon. It's a circle shape. It's just a brown leaf. It's like a kind of like a wooden leaf logo. That's kind of what that is. I mean, is it worth $200 buying a brand new Switch Lite that releases October 6th? Yes, those special editions also release on October 6th. I believe in Europe. I believe also in America. And if they're in America, I'm sure that they're everywhere else too. But those are like the main 2 that you're thinking about there. So those release America, Europe. I'm sure everywhere else. One is the Isabel's Aloha edition, and the blue one is the turquoise Timmy and Tommy's Aloha edition. Well, no difference in the name. They both have leaves on the back. They both have the wooden leaf icon. And in the United States, the pink one is exclusive to Target. In Canada, it's exclusive to Shoppers Drug Mart. And also in America, it'll be exclusive. America and Canada. It'll be exclusive to Walmart. So the blue one is exclusive to Walmart. It kind of like matches the store colors. So like if you're looking for the pink one, pink is close to red. That's Target. If you want the blue one, blue is Walmart. That's Walmart. It makes sense there. But also, not to mention, it does come with Animal Crossing New Horizons free download for just a fat whopping $200. So you're also saving $60 there. So, do you want it? Do you not want it? I'm not gonna lie. If you can't tell, I'm a die-hard Animal Crossing fan. And you shouldn't really be able to tell. The only Animal Crossing thing that I have in my background are these amiibos and an Isabelle figure. That's about it. But Animal Crossing is my favorite series. Favorite franchise, rather. Franchise. Call it a franchise. And so I'm like half tempted to buy one. But like, bro, I have 3 Switches. I don't need one more. I don't need one more. I already have the special Animal Crossing, like, full Switch. Like the blue and green Joy-Con one. I don't need this. Somebody please don't let me buy this Switch. Don't let me buy it. Please no. Unless I sell one of the ones that I have already and then buy this one. Don't let me buy this Switch, okay? Anyone listening, don't let me. But the pink one looks so good, guys. I don't know. Come on, stop me, right? Stop me. So those release October 6th. And then we have one more for you, for our friends in Europe, because they don't like us in America or anywhere else. So there is one more bundle, not special edition, but it does include a game. And so it is the Europe exclusive Nintendo Switch Sports bundle. And I really should not say Europe exclusive. It is just releasing in Europe because they have the exact same thing in Japan. However, the one in Japan released like months ago. So it's not necessarily Europe exclusive, but this October 20th release is Europe exclusive. So as you heard me say, October 20th It is the standard Switch, nothing special about the Switch itself. It just includes Switch Sports for what I assume is the retail price of the Switch. So that would be $300 US. Not sure what that equates to, but it's the same as whatever you pay for a normal Switch with no game. So there you go. Switch Sports, are you buying that? Are you buying the Switch Sports bundle? Why are they pushing Switch Sports like so much in bundles? They did it in Japan. They did it in Europe now. Like, why is that your bundle game? I would honestly, like, I'd probably keep pushing Mario Odyssey or, like, one of your bigger games. Like, if you keep on bundling Mario Odyssey, like, yeah, it's an old game, but if you're buying a Switch bundle, you probably don't have a Switch yet. And what's the game that people kind of want when they buy a Switch? Mario Odyssey. It's like the Big Bang 3D Mario game on the Switch. Like, why don't you keep on bundling that? Why Switch Sports? I don't have a problem with Switch Sports. I truly don't. But, like, there's better games to bundle, I feel like, than Switch Sports. So, that's up to them, not up to me. They know what they're doing. Who am I to talk? Now we move to new Animal Crossing icons. Dude, Animal Crossing fans are getting the treatment right now. I mean, I'm not excited for either of these things, but I also have, like, real high standards. Like, I won't be excited, really, unless they put out, like, Animal Crossing new game, But, I mean, these are cool. They put out new Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch Online icons. So, if you don't know, if you have a Switch Online membership, you can go and use your Platinum points on special icons for your Switch profile, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm talking about. They released the September Animal Crossing one, so that would include all the icons of any villager that has a September birthday. You could say Marshall, you could say Anka, any of the September birthday villagers. All their icons are in there. And they look like mugshots, but they're very, very cool. And then they also, along with the Animal Crossing icons updating monthly, they like to throw in 4 NPC icons. And the ones they have thrown in to this month include 3, actually, call it 4 characters from the Happy Home Paradise DLC. Now, if I haven't tested this, but if you need Happy Home Paradise DLC to buy these icons, they're stupid. You shouldn't need to have the DLC to buy these icons. But the 4 characters that are in Happy Home Paradise, Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise, that are icons now include Lottie, Wardell, Nico, and DJ KK. Those are the 4 special icons of the month. Now, the September Villager icons come and go, obviously, every September. But these 4 might not ever come back. They might or they might not. I don't know the answer. So, with that said, if you have any interest, I'd get them now. Just because, once again, you might not see them again. I don't really know. That's up to them. But if you have any interest, they are available until October 2nd. And yeah, those icons are there. Will you buy them or will you not? I will have you know I bought all of the 4 NPC icons already, and I have a few of the September Villager icons. I am not one of the crazies that buy every single icon that comes in stock for Animal Crossing. I'm not like that. I just buy I just buy all the cute villager icons. Like, that's what I do. That's who I am, I don't buy freaking, what's an ugly villager? I don't like, who's the monkey? Oh, no. Who's the ugly monkey? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. I have to find this out now. Animal Crossing. Who's the ugly monkey? Oh, my gosh. Oh, there he is. Who is that? Freaking Monty. Oh, my gosh. That guy's hideous. I don't know that he has a September birthday, but I don't like that guy at all. Okay, now we move to September 6th news. If you want to see Monty, Google Monty. Monty's a hideous Animal Crossing monkey. Don't have Monty. And now, dude, here's the problem. Someone's now going to comment like, Monty was my starter villager. How can you say that? Shut up. Monty's ugly. And you know it too. Shut up. Monty's hideous. I just found a brand new hatred for an Animal Crossing villager that doesn't even know that I exist. This is fantastic, okay? Oh my gosh, okay. Never will I have Monty on my island. Monty is a new enemy, okay? Make that like a channel meme. I don't like Monty, and you shouldn't either. Monty's terrible. Anyways, September 6th, we got a... Would you call it a shadow drop? I did not know this was coming out on the 6th. We got 4 new games released on Nintendo Switch Online. Not Switch Online expansion pack, just the base Switch Online. What are these games, you might ask me? Well, 2 for the NES, those being Joy Mech Fight, not familiar with that game. The other one being, get this name, Downtown Neketsu March Super Awesome Field Day. That sounds like one of those like Chinese Amazon handheld, devices that like fill the name with like tags or whatever. So like if you go on Amazon, search like fake Switch or whatever, fake Switch, and you'll see that like 9,000 in one handheld, super cool, amazing, great for travel, 9,000 PX. Like they fill the name of these handhelds with like code words or whatever. That feels like that. Downtown Neketsu March Super Awesome Field Day. Super awesome. It did not need to be in the title. Like, what are we doing here, okay? So, and then SNES actually got a pretty good game. Well, I shouldn't say a good game, because 1, I have not played it, and 2, I have not played the other NES games. Maybe those games are fantastic. I don't know. But the SNES game that you might care about, rather, is Kirby Star Stacker. Never played that one myself, but I guess now that it's on the SNES Online, I might have to. And then for Game Boy Color, which you do have if you have the basic Switch Online plan, if you're like me, Game Boy Color receives Quest for Camelot. Also not familiar, but those are the 4 games that were released. If you want to have a better look at the games, you can of course Google them, YouTube them, or if you want to see them all in one, Nintendo has released a trailer for them on their YouTube channel. It's like, hey, here's 4 new Switch Online games. Check them out. It's like a little few-minute video showing off all the games. So that is in the description if you do want to watch that video. Otherwise, just update your apps, and they're all in there. Go and dive into them. If you have any thoughts on any of those games, let me know in the comments, because I want to know which one to play. Because honestly, like Downtown Neketsu March Super Awesome Field Day sounds intriguing. Like, can we Google, like, hopefully that's not some like, rated M for mature game that I'm like, promoting right now. I can't get much from it. It just looks like I don't even know. It's an action sports game. Okay, yeah. I mean, maybe it'll be fun. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then, guys, also on September 6th, we got a demo for a game that I'm really excited for. And I've already downloaded the demo. However, I've not actually jumped into it yet. So, the game in question is one that I'm excited for. Not Nintendo, but I figured that I'd bring it up because it's on Switch, right? So I figured I'd bring it up. Lego 2K Drive. It is essentially Lego's racing game. That's what it is. It's a racing Lego game. Not familiar, as it's not... Is it out yet? It's not out yet, is it? Or is it? Hold on, wait a minute. It's not out yet. It is not out yet, right? If it is, I'm stupid, because I should have bought it by now. Oh, no. Oh, guys, is it out yet? Oh, please. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. What the heck? May 19th? It's been out for that long? Wait a minute. No. Hold on. It did not release May 19th. Shut up. It was... Dude, I thought this game wasn't even out yet. What? Hold on. Y'all have been playing Lego 2K Drive? Hold on, wait a minute. May 16th on PC? Shut up. This is not right. Dude, no one told me... Okay, well, they have done some bad promo, because, like, I had no clue that game was even out. So, if you're like me, and you just found out, demo is out right now. Go and get it. You know what? I'm kind of glad that I didn't know, because now I waited. I can play the demo and see if I actually want the game. Dude, no one told me that was out. No one told me that this game was out. Oh, jeez. Either way, dude. Either way. How did I not know? I mean, that was around like Tears of the Kingdom time, so maybe I was like distracted or something. I don't know. Oh, geez, dude, this is like the best podcast episode ever, dude. Like and subscribe. I mean, geez, this is fantastic. Anyways, September 7th. September 7th, we moved down the list. We got an update to MyNintendo in the US. Now, what do you think of that? Because I think I'm about to be broken platinum points. That's what I think. So, we have a Mario tote bag up on MyNintendo in the US. What is up with Nintendo and their tote bags? Because they've put out too many. They made one for Pikmin 4. Now Mario. That's probably it. But like, dude, they've put out a lot of tote bags, it feels like. And they also have one for, I think, like Mario Strikers or something like that. I mean, what is up with the bags, man? So this tote bag is an 18 by 3.2 inch tote bag, which, you know, I know that like a foot is like, you know, maybe like this tall. So if that's like 18, like that's a pretty good size tote bag, right? That's a pretty good size. Is it worth the price of 800 platinum points that it's going for? It goes for 800 platinum points. Is it worth that kind of price? If you really need a tote bag, probably. Because you also have to pay shipping, which tends to be around $7 to $9 to $10, you know, depending on what you have in your order. Like, if you're buying, like, 10, you know, if you're buying this tote bag along with, like, 10 Nintendo Switches, you know, maybe your shipping will be like $20, you know, I don't know. But if you're buying the tote bag and that's all, it'll be like $7, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But here's what I advise you to do. This is what I did. I did this, okay? I really wanted to buy these NES Switch Online controllers. I wanted to buy these, and I bought them. I'm holding it in my hand, you know? I bought them. And I was like, well, I'm getting free shipping because I believe if you spend, it's either $50 or more or $60 or more on the US site, you get free shipping. So I was like, you know what? Because I'm getting free shipping, why not blow all my platinum points and get free shipping for all of those? You know, you can kind of get bang for your buck if you're already getting free shipping. Then just buy the platinum point stuff, you know, because then that's truly free. So I bought these and then bought, like, I'm not joking, like 7 platinum point items. Like, that's how many platinum points I had just saved up. So, moral of the story, if you're gonna buy this tote bag or anything off of MyNintendo, make sure to do it when you're already getting free shipping. And if your mindset is like, well, I'm never gonna buy something that gets me free shipping off their site, you can easily do that. Next time, you know, say when Mario Wonder releases, just buy it off the site. There you go, $60. Buy it off their site, $60, free shipping. It's that simple. And then just buy a tote bag with it. You know, like that's all it takes. Just buy a game like you would at GameStop, but from them on their site, free shipping. There it is, done. I just set up your platinum point tote bag deal. Come on now. This is why you should like and subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. I'm saving you money, guys. Like, come on. Like, I just saved you $8 in shipping. Now, if you already knew that, you think I'm annoying right now, let's just move on, okay? Pokemon Unite. that's such an underwhelming, like, move on. Like, bro, we just had so much fun talking about a tote bag. Now it's Pokemon Unite. Okay, well, I'll speed through this one. Pokemon Unite, updated to version. Guys, can we just call it like version 13 or version 14 or version 15? It was updated to version 1.12.1.2. Like, is that necessary? Like, do we need that? Is that necessary at all? Come on now. Like, what are we doing here? Do we need that? Do we need it to be that specific? Because I don't think so. I think that Nintendo does it right. They do like version 3.1.2. But Pokemon does like 1.2.9.7.82.76. Like, there's no reason for that. So, anyways, it's been updated. We're going to fly through this. Here's what was changed. Battle Pass updates, ranked match updates, shop updates, event updates, bug fixes, and text corrections. That's all. We're done. Very quick. Pokemon Unite. Go and play it if you have not already. Free on the App Store, free on Google Play, and free on Nintendo Switch, if I have that correctly. Yes, I think so. So yeah, a lot of stuff, but also very little. Little in terms of like how much we're talking about it. You know, it's not like it's not crazy, but it's cool. Now, September 8th, which is today as of recording. Now, because it is today as of recording, it is a Friday, we have to check Twitter and make sure that there's no news that I'm missing. So allow me to scroll while I talk to you right now and just make sure. Oh boy, F0. Okay, never mind. Just make sure that, you know, we are not missing anything that has come out before noon on this day. There's not much that happens after noon because it is the afternoon. Yeah, so I have everything that I need to report on. If there's any crazy breaking freaking news, I'm going to put that on screen right now. But nothing at all. And sorry if you're an audio listeners, like if you're worried about like, you know, what's on screen, you're not missing much. I guarantee you there will be nothing on screen. Like I guarantee you. And if there, you know what, for audio listeners, if there is some breaking news, I'm going to add a little audio clip right now. Done. So if you just heard me say done, nothing happened. Like nothing worth of note happened. So anyways, there's that. Now, September 8th. Here's all that has happened today. Now, a lot of things happened today, especially if you're on Twitter and you follow someone named Puro. But that is for a later segment. Like big news happened today, but it's so big that we're talking about it later on in the podcast. All that I can tell you for right now that is not happening later in the podcast that happened today is FaeFarm Released. FaeFarm. Guys, are we buying FaeFarm? Like, is that a thing? Like, guys, it's an indie farming simulator that is $60. $60. Most of these games are 30, 40, maybe even 20. Are we buying FaeFarm for $60? No, bro, I'm going on sale. I mean, so I'm not going on sale. I'm waiting until it goes on sale. Once it goes on sale, it's a wrap. $40, I might buy it. Because I'm not going to lie, like, I like farming sims because it's similar to Animal Crossing. And because Animal Crossing is such a success, a lot of games try to, like, mimic it, like Hoko Life, like FaeFarm. So it's essentially a worse Animal Crossing. But in its own way, like, it's not Animal Crossing clone, but it's Animal Crossing elements mixed in with the, you know, the game elements that it already has, you know, things like that. Are we buying FaeFarm though? Let me know in the comments. It's being pushed by Nintendo. It's being pushed by them, being pushed by, you know, a lot of cozy game content creators and stuff, you know. That's kind of what the talk is right. You know, it's FaeFarm and everyone got like free, you know, review codes. I didn't need one, but like, it would save me $40. Are we buying FaeFarm or not? Like, I don't even know. And also, should I buy it on PC or Switch? Probably Switch, because, like, I'll take it more places and can play FaeFarm, you know, on the plane or even on a farm. Who knows? But yeah, that's FaeFarm for you. It released. It's out. And I'm bringing it to you because it's a game that I've heard about. And it's a game that you might have heard about in previous directs. And it's a game that you might want to check out if you're into farming sims. So yeah, that's going on sale by next week. Don't buy it now, bro. The FaeFarm is going on sale next week. Not confirmed. Realistically, probably like this holiday. Probably holiday. And then like after that, it'll go on sale for like a week. And then like off, on, off. Like after like in a year from now, I guarantee you 40% off. 40% off. I'm telling you right now. 40% off. And then like, you know, the week after that, it'll go back to 60, then 40, then 60. You know, it's not doing it, okay? Now, our final piece of news before we get to the big boy stuff. And guys, after this last piece of news, it doesn't like go downhill. We go right into discussing why there's no Zelda DLC and whether or not that is a good thing. Like, bro, this podcast is jam-packed with so much stuff. But our last piece of news, I normally tell you here about, like, you know, Nintendo Switch maintenance. And I'm going to do that because there is some. The problem is there's so much of it. So I'm just going to tell you the gist of all this, okay? Most of this maintenance is going to happen while you're sleeping, okay? So no need to even worry, and the chances that you're going to use any of these services at these exact times when they're doing maintenance is so slim. So normally I read you the exact time. I'm just going to fly through these. You're not going to have any problem with any of these, okay? Switch online maintenance, specifically the Save Data Cloud. Maintenance will happen Sunday, September 10th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Are you really going to use Save Data Cloud? It ends at 7 p.m. It's half an hour maintenance. Don't break your Switch in the half-hour window, okay? Like, I think that we can all do that, right? Nintendo eShop PayPal. Don't pay with PayPal on September 11th at 8 p.m. Pacific time to 3:30 a.m. Pacific time. Elon, fix it. Don't pay with PayPal during that time. Also, Nintendo eShop maintenance that same day at 9:30 p.m. So I guess all in all, don't use the eShop after 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. I mean, these are really easy orders, and if you're on the East Coast, that's 12:30 a.m. Are you buying games that late? Come on now, like we don't support 2 a.m. shoppers. Actually, we do. I'm one of them. Switch transferring your user data 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. Do not transfer your user data at 12:30 a.m. Eastern time and 5 a.m. UK time. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? I mean, just don't do that. And then finally, transfer your save data Wednesday, September 13th at 9:30 p.m. Don't transfer your save data at 9:30 p.m. on September 13th. Like these are pretty easy to follow, right? Like just don't do these certain things at these times. That's all the maintenance for you. Normally I go into depth like this day, this time, and then it ends at this time. I didn't tell you when any of them end, but they all end within like 5 hours of it starting. Most of them end in like 2 hours, but you're fine. Like, you're not gonna use any of those. Like, you don't need to know. The only one that could be a problem is the Save Data Cloud. No, the Save Data Cloud maintenance is only for like half an hour, so I think that you're fine. And then the only one that you might have trouble with is the eShop one, as long as you do not use the eShop at 9:30 p.m. this Monday, September 11th. Just don't. Like, use it beforehand and then never again, okay? Never again. Just buy all your games physically, okay? That's how it goes. Anyways, we now get to the big boy segments of the show. We have 3 segments, and then at the end of those, we answer all of your questions in the latest version of the Answering Your Questions segment. Let's get to our first big segment, discussing why there will be no Zelda Tears of the Kingdom DLC. This is confirmed. This is confirmed by the 2 head developers. At the very least, there are no plans for it. He didn't say no plans for right now. He said there's just no need for it. What does that mean? And why is there no DLC? And once again, is that a good thing? Let's discuss. Alright, so I wake up one day and, like we all do, we wake up, we, maybe shower in the morning. If you do that, that's what I do. I need a cold shower every morning or else I don't feel right. If you take a hot one, you still feel like sleepy, but if you take a cold one, like life is coming at you, right? So I do this, get dressed, eat breakfast, check your phone. Stop there. I checked my phone and I see this article. No Zelda DLC confirmed. Oh boy. Oh, what does that mean? Now this was weird because it seemed like before this had come out, the big thing was, oh boy, where and when is the new Tears of the Kingdom DLC? Oh shucks. When is that happening? And so to see this, it was weird because that seemed like the memo. DLC, and now it's not gonna happen. Now, you're probably asking me what is the source, because Nintendo's social accounts didn't put this out. It was an interview with the two head developers, Eiji Aonuma and Hidemaru Fujibayashi. I believe I said that name right. It was an interview with both of them. And now, they did not say the following sentence. There will be no DLC. But listen to what they said. Listen to what they said. You will be convinced there is no DLC. And I'm not taking it out of context. They really do talk about DLC. And they essentially say there's no DLC. Here we go. Hidemaru Fujibayashi. Where did this come from? I believe it was an interview with... hold on. Wait a minute. I have to credit who did the interview. It was... Oh, no. Come on. Who did the interview? Who did it? Who did the interview, guys? Let me know. Here we go. It was with Famitsu. There we go. Hidemaru Fujibayashi says, I don't know if this will be the next one or not, but I am thinking about what the next fun experience will be. I can only say that I do not know what form that will take at this point, referring to the next Zelda game and things like that, and their next production stage. He's basically saying he doesn't know if it's the next one or what it is, but they're working on something. And then Eiji Aonuma says about Tears of the Kingdom, there are no plans to release additional content at this time. So, hear me out. You would think of a 2023 game, if there's no plans right now to add DLC, that isn't changing tomorrow. Like, there's zero plan. If they were gonna make DLC, they have to plan it by now, or else it ain't releasing until like late next year. And by that point, like that's fine. But like, if rumors are true, late next year we'll be having and playing and using the next console. So why would you put DLC out then? You know. Then he goes on to say, because we feel that we have exhausted the possibilities of creating play in that world. The reason why we decided to make this a sequel to the previous game in the first place is because we felt that new play was worth experiencing in that Hyrule place. Then, if those reasons are renewed, we may go back to the same world. Whether it is a sequel or a new work, I think it will be a whole new play, and I hope you will look forward to it. So, just him saying there are no plans to release release additional content this time, I feel like, as I just said, you need to have that planned by now. Like, I don't see DLC happening. It's not happening. Now, here's where we get to the talking point and the thought-provoking part of the segment. Do you prefer this? Because, like, they just talked about, like, Hidemaru said, I don't know if this will be the next one or not. When they were asked about, you know, what they're working on. I don't know if this thing will be the next Zelda game. Do you prefer no DLC? Because I do, and here's why. I prefer no DLC. Here are your options. It's like you're taking a test. Option A, option B. Option A is they add Tears of the Kingdom DLC. Right? That sounds great. Option B is no DLC and have the next game come faster. Like a year earlier type stuff, you know? Like, that could happen now. I prefer option B. Bring me the next one. I don't care that much for, you know, DLC. Go replay Breath of the Wild DLC. I don't care. It's close enough, right? Come on now. Like, come on. I prefer option B. That's just me. That also rhymed. Like, I don't know. I would just rather, like, I don't care to pay more money, to pay like $25, $30 for more content in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, they could make a super cool something, especially there's more possibilities with DLC because you can build certain things and fuse things and things like that. Like, there's more opportunity, and they could make a banger DLC. My only thing is, like, I personally would just much rather have a brand new game come faster than DLC for a game that you know we've beaten it, and obviously the DLC would be totally new, so the fact that we've beaten the game already doesn't really matter. I'm just saying I do prefer a brand new game over some DLC added content type stuff. That's just me, though. You could have a totally different opinion. That's me talking. Which do you prefer, though? DLC or no DLC, but a new game faster? And it's not even just like, you know, they're going to make the new game like 1 year earlier. They have time to work on things like a Twilight Princess HD if it's not already done, which it probably is done. It's probably gonna like if they make an HD port of Zelda Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, if that's gonna happen, it's already done. I'm telling you, it's done. If that even releases ever. They have more time to work on things like that, like how they remade Link's Awakening. Not that, they'll remake a brand new game, but they have time to work on those side projects and, making DLC would be great. It'd give them money. But how does other side projects sound? And obviously they can do that. Like, they made Breath of the Wild, they made Breath of the Wild DLC, and they made Link's Awakening. Like, they can do that still. It's just like, I want other cool stuff. And that's the direction that they seem to be going in right now. I just want to know, what do you prefer? Because, like, it's such a... I think it's such a split topic. Because there's people who love Tears of the Kingdom. And obviously, rightfully so, it's a great game. And you want more of it. You want DLC. I get that. Or do you want a brand new game? That's all I have to say on that. Let me know in the comments. Like, if you comment anything today, please let me know which one do you prefer. If you're watching this and you just like lurk on the podcast, you don't ever comment, you don't ever engage, let me know in the comments. Have this be your first comment. Which one do you prefer? Tears of the Kingdom with DLC, but the next game takes longer, or Tears of the Kingdom no DLC, but other things come faster. Whether that's a remake, whether it's a new game, whatever it is. Comment down below. That's my 2 cents on it. With that said, we move to the next segment, and you would think, with the magnitude of this next segment, you would think this is the final Big Bang segment. No. It might be the bigger segment of the podcast, but we still have one more thing after this next one. And then one more thing after that one, answering your questions. But for now, let's move to multiple sources verified Nintendo Switch 2 news. I'm not clickbaiting you. It is a rumor, though. Let's discuss, okay? Let's just go, okay? So I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. You saw Nintendo Switch 2 in the title, and then first thing that you must have thought was like, oh man, he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that says, oh boy, Switch 2, guys. I'm the opposite of that. I'm truly like, I don't report on who leaks. Like, someone that you don't know about. Like, Louis123 reported on Switch 2 releasing tomorrow. Like, I don't do that. I bring you the news. No need to watch others. So I tell you how it is. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't nothing, okay? We have news from many sources like Video Games Chronicle, Eurogamer, which are two credible sources. Also, people on Twitter, such as Puro. Puro did not say any of this, but Puro has retweeted an article talking about this. And if you don't know who Puro is, and you do not trust Puro, Puro is a character from WarioWare, or not like WarioWare, like specific, like Wario stuff. And they have a Twitter account that is run by somebody who leaked pretty much the last June Direct that happened this year, and they leaked the September Direct, which we'll talk about next. Puro is very trustworthy. Once again, Puro did not say what this is, but they retweeted an article talking about this. So it's got to be at least somewhat Puro approved, right? Anyways, what is the Switch 2 news here? So the headline reads, here we go. Nintendo Switch 2 shown to developers behind closed doors at Gamescom. Gamescom is a gaming convention in Germany where a bunch of developers are there. It's a big game convention, okay? And they apparently showed this system, or at least the dev kit, which just like replicates it, but it's like a gray box. They showed their hardware to developers that were invited in a private room. Dude, if I could break into this room, if I could break into the room at Gamescom, I would do this. Like, dude, next time we need to formulate a plan. We need to follow all the, representatives there and just break into the room. 3, 2, 1, charge type stuff. I'm not, guys, no one sue me. No one come after me. I'm not really going to break in to Gamescom. I don't think that I'm ever going to be in Germany, let alone at Gamescom breaking into the private room. Come on. Okay, so they showed off this Switch 2, apparently. Many people have reported this. And we have some news about what was shown in there. I'll say some rats were in there, because that's how we know what this is. Someone ratted out what they saw in there, okay? So, we know, most likely, that the next console will have 12 gigabytes of RAM. It'll use NVIDIA's DLSS technology, which essentially uses AI to make games look better and run better on hardware that can't necessarily handle super, super high quality games, okay? Only NVIDIA cards have that. And so this Switch apparently has that AI upscaling, make games look better card, It has that. And guess what? When showing what games were going to run on the system, they showed off a graphically enhanced and higher frame rate version of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, that does not mean that Breath of the Wild will be re-released on the Switch 2. That does not mean that. But it could just be a test demo. So, like, for example, they just made Breath of the Wild, look super upscaled, and, they made basically a Breath of the Wild 4K version just to show people what this Switch 2 is kind of capable of. That's essentially what they did. They showed that game and a few others. This part of my desk just fell off. Okay, here we go. They showed that off. Closed doors at Gamescom. What does this mean? Well, it means the Switch 2 is powerful, okay? If this is true, which according to Video Games Chronicle and Eurogamer and many on Twitter, if this info is true, that's humongous. That's big. Dude, this next console will not only cost a decent amount, it appears that it is going to be powerful. If it can run Breath of the Wild at a higher resolution and frame rate, which it apparently does, we're in for a treat, okay? My only concern when I read this is how much is this freaking system going to cost? Because there are comparisons being made that these games run very similar, not just like it, not same hardware, not same power, but they run comparably similar to PS5 games, which is what I told you earlier. Remember earlier in the podcast, I said, remember this part? When I said a leaker said Switch games run like PS5 games? Apparently, these games look comparable to what the PS5 is running. Once again, not the same, not better, but comparable, similar, okay? This is real big. I think if this is true, they have figured it out. We were always worried about, is it going to have a lot of power? Is it going to be expensive? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? If this is true, what they showed to developers behind closed doors, it's looking bright. Now, according to Video Games Chronicle, I was on their site reading their article, and they brought up a very, very interesting point. Back in March of 2020, Nintendo filed a patent where they, in this patent, showed that they were going to be using some AI upscaling technology in what we didn't know was maybe the Switch 2. So they were probably filing a patent for their next system, which happened to be the Switch 2. When it came out 1 year later, we didn't know what this patent was for. Now we know it's probably because they're using NVIDIA's AI upscaling whatever. Dude, things are happening. Things are freaking happening, okay? I'm excited to see if that's true or not. Because these things get out. And you might think, this is not a credible leak or whatever. But Video Games Chronicle and Eurogamer are not only just credible, They've leaked things in the past that have happened to be true. Not to mention, if this is not true, which they verified sources that it is true, if it's not true, goodbye to their long-standing reputation. Like, I think it's probably true. Now, could these things change? Could, like, the 12 gigs of RAM change? Maybe. But probably not. Now, the reason why they would even show this, game and console behind closed doors is because this system, whatever it is probably going to release next year. Probably next year. Next October, probably. That's the working rumor. Now, that part I don't know is true. I don't know that's true. That is not confirmed. I don't believe by either of those sources. That is the pure speculation of some and many. October next year. That's what we have to work with here, okay? I believe this really happened. You don't just make up a rumor from multiple sources saying that, there was a private room and they showed off things. Puro said it or retweeted it or re-X'd it. Twitter, X, I don't know. There's many people endorsing this. It's probably real. So that's big news. Dude, if they can run Breath of the Wild at a higher frame rate, we're in. Who knows if that's 60 FPS? Who knows what it is? We're in for a treat. So that happened, and I wanted to bring that up for you because that's great news. That they have a console that appears to be powerful. It said it is still a handheld that can be docked. So it's like a Switch 2. That is what is said. But with that, we move off this topic. It's great. I'm excited for it. But we move on to something that has been mentioned earlier. There is a Nintendo Direct happening in September. Most likely. That is imminent. Happening any day now. Now, would it happen tomorrow? No, because when I post this, it's a Saturday. But if you're watching this next Tuesday, yeah, it could probably happen tomorrow. With that said, let's get to my predictions for the nearly confirmed Nintendo Direct happening in September, and not to mention leaks that have been leaked that were leaked. Yes, by Puro. Let's get to all the Direct talk right now. Who's better than us, guys? So, if you don't know, almost every single September, apart from I think 2015 or 16, Nintendo has held a Nintendo Direct. And if you don't know what a Nintendo Direct is, if you're like my mom listening to this, right? A Nintendo Direct is a presentation, normally around 40 minutes long, where they show off tons of upcoming Switch games, and then every now and then you'll see an official upcoming Nintendo game. That can be anything from Mario to F-Zero to a Tomodachi Life port to a brand new Zelda game, which wouldn't happen right now, but things can happen in Directs. Now, there's always one in September, and where are we right now? Well, as of recording, it is September 8th, okay? One is for sure coming up. I think that we know the date, the exact day it's happening. I think that we know part of what's in it, and I want to talk to you about my 5 predictions for this September Direct. Some realistic, some not. Anyways, let's start. So, let's begin with when I believe this Direct to be happening. I think that it happens next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I believe that it happens. Next Wednesday is September 13th. That was, I believe, the exact day that the last Direct was held on. And so you might think, well, that's not going to happen because it happened last year on that same exact day. And this, that, and that, and that, and that. Hear me out, okay? Hear me freaking out. September 13th. I thought was a very good day to hold a Direct. Go back to my tweet. I tweeted on X I X'd. September 13th is when the Direct will happen. Days later, find the tweet. I said this before anything happened. Days later, it comes out. Direct probably happening September 13th. You know, this, that. So, there's sources behind this. Puro is behind this. The leaker Puro, who I'll talk about more in a second. Puro is behind this. And I'm behind it. September 13th, in all likelihood, next Wednesday, is when the Direct will be. That is when it'll be. September 13th. Now, if not the 13th, 14th, or 12th, somewhere around there. It's happening somewhere next week. I'm telling you right now. Now, if it doesn't, you can clip this podcast, meme me. I don't care. I think that it's happening next week. And you might think, well, why does it have to be next week? How about, the week after that, or the one after that? There's multiple weeks to September. Why next week? Well, I have heard Tokyo Game Fest. If you Google this, this is a big game convention and show happening on September 20th to September 23rd. Nintendo doesn't really want to interfere with that when a lot of their audience, not most per se, well, maybe most, they're Japan, they're based in Japan. You don't want to make an announcement of your games during a Tokyo game show. You don't want to collide there. So it'll probably happen beforehand, and there is some space afterwards. However, Tokyo Game Fest, or game show, whatever it is, it says game show here, will probably have some banging stuff that you want to talk about for days later. So you want to get the Nintendo stuff out of the way now. So you want to do it next week, okay? So next week is our time frame. People have backed it up. Sources have said next week. Like, if can I credit? I think Necro Felipe on Twitter has said that, and a few others have said that. It's the working theory. Next Wednesday is the working theory. 12th or 13th. Somewhere around there. Okay? Now, that's the date. That's the leaked date, which I predicted beforehand. Somehow, some way. Now we get to what games are being leaked to be in the Direct. Okay? So, Puro is leaking things right now. And if you don't know who Puro is someone who has been 100% right on every single leak he has put out. Someone is running the Puro account. They got Mario Bros. Wonder exactly right. They got Detective Pikachu exactly right. They got Mario RPG. They hinted at it, but exactly right. This Twitter account has not ever missed once. They have tweeted a little bit today as of noon on September 8th. And he's probably going to tweet every single day. So the day this podcast goes up, check his Twitter account. There might be something new. But as of right now, here's what we have from Puro. One tweet said, "Get ready," 7 hours ago. "Mute this account if you don't want to get spoiled." So today is the day he has begun. The first hint that Puro has put out is, let's just say, fans of a certain MATLAB function, which I guess is some science math stuff. I don't know what a MATLAB is. Some function of some scientific function or something. Fans of this will be happy with the upcoming Direct. I don't know what the heck that meant. I jumped over to the replies to see if someone knew. And guys, if you search up MATLAB functions, which is what he tweeted, and then you click on this one link, if you search in here, F0, hold on, if you search here, F0, there is one of these functions. I don't know what, I think this is like a programming thing that it says. One of these functions is F0. So he's essentially saying fans of F0 will be happy with this Direct. With that said, we have deciphered his code thanks to the people in the replies of that tweet. So, fans of F0 will be happy, he's saying. Some thought it was Metroid. It is definitely F0. And then somebody named Falcon M07 in the replies said, if there's any news regarding F-Zero, it'll most likely be this. And they put a picture of the Game Boy Advance F-Zero game. And then Puro says, no, it will come to Switch Online, but I'm not teasing it, meaning this F-Zero Game Boy Advance game will come eventually, but not in this direct. That's not what he's talking about. So that would lead me to believe if it's not the Game Boy Advance F-Zero game, it's going to be remastered freaking F-Zero GX or something, which is the GameCube version of F-Zero. We heard months ago that GameCube remasters for Switch were happening. We heard Metroid Prime remastered. We heard Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2. All three of those had happened. All three happened. F-Zero GX was one of those games that was hinted at getting a GameCube remaster. There were 6 games listed, I believe. They're 3 for 6 right now. They're about to go 4 for 6 right now. I am telling you, based off what we know here, it's probably F-Zero GX remastered. That's probably what we're going to get right now. F-Zero GX remastered is probably what he's talking about. But it doesn't end there, guys. If you go to Puro's Twitter account, the guy who has been 100% right on all of his leaks, he put out a freaking Donkey Kong GIF, whatever you call it. So, we don't know if that means brand new Donkey Kong game. We don't know if that means Donkey Kong N64 Switch Online. We don't know what that means. All we know is that based on Puro, there is something, whether it's so small or whether it's a brand new Donkey Kong game, whatever it is, there is something Donkey Kong related in this direct. Once again, could be as small as, Donkey Kong 64 coming to Switch Online, which is not even small. That's a big game coming. But that's just, it goes to say this might not be the brand new Donkey Kong adventure that you are excited for. It might not be, or it could be. Who knows? This could be a brand new 3D or 2D Donkey Kong adventure. We don't know what this is. We just know something related to Donkey Kong is coming to Switch in this direct, probably happening next week. Now, Puro likes to like a lot of tweets that, kind of decipher his code. For example, somebody in the replies of the F-Zero hint tweeted, I think that it's F-Zero. He liked it because they figured it out. It is F-Zero. He has not at this point in time, liked anything that has to do with Donkey Kong. I don't know if that's because no one's guessed it yet. I don't know if that's because he just doesn't want to say much about it. But if this Puro guy is worth anything, sorry, that didn't come out right. If his leaks hold any weight, something related to Donkey Kong is coming. Now, that's all we have from Puro. Puro is trustworthy. I remind you, he leaked Mario Bros. Wonder on the spot, like on the on the dot is the wording there. Now we know what is probably gonna happen. September 13th, probably. F-Zero at Donkey Kong. I can 99.9% assure you, because Puro has never been wrong. So for him to say F-Zero something and Donkey Kong something, those two are probably going to be in the direct, okay? Because if not, his reputation's ruined. So, there we go. Here are now my predictions. My 5 predictions for this upcoming Nintendo Direct. Here you go. Number 1. Who said I had to predict games? Okay? Who said I had to predict a game that'll be in there? No. I predict that the Direct will happen on September 13th. I predict the Direct will happen on September 13th, Wednesday. Go back to the freaking tweets. I tweeted on my Twitter, I believe it'll happen September 13th. And then all the leaks came out saying it'll happen September 13th. I don't know what I did. I mean, I just guessed a date, and it turns out that's probably what'll happen. So I want to count that as my prediction. I think it'll be on the 13th of September. That's just me, though. I don't know. Then my second prediction, where we actually talk about games now. I think we will see Metroid Prime 2 in the Direct. I think so. I think that we'll see it in the Direct because I think it's somewhat weird to bring over Metroid Prime 1 and not bring over Metroid Prime 2 and 3. It's like how you brought over Mario 3D All-Stars, like you kind of brought a few games. I think that you bring over I'm talking too fast. Metroid Prime 2, you bring Metroid Prime 2 over to the Switch. It only makes sense, not to mention it'll sell pretty well because it's Metroid. It's freaking Metroid. There's a fan base there. They want Metroid Prime 2. And it'll be great success, okay? Metroid Prime 2 just makes sense. And I believe that was one of the rumored GameCube remasters that was going to happen. And it's been remastered on the Wii, which is now kind of rare. And on the GameCube, it's kind of expensive. Metroid Prime 2 makes sense. Not to mention, not to freaking mention, Metroid Prime 4, that could be in the Direct. I don't know. Metroid Prime 4 could be in there. But if it's not, this will begin to hold people over for Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 2. And then maybe, if it needs even more time, Metroid Prime 3. But I think Metroid Prime 2 will be in there. Then, my third prediction is also not a game, but Zelda Sage Amiibo. Okay? Zelda Sage Amiibo. Historically, when you look at Breath of the Wild released its Champion Amiibo later the year that the game released in, 2017, holiday of that year. They want to let everyone play the game, meet these new characters before they buy a freaking Amiibo of them. That's what they want to do. So, I bring to you that they'll probably release the Amiibo and announce the Amiibo for the Sages in the Direct. And I don't know that they'll also release this holiday season. It's kind of soon, but it very well could. It could release in, December. It could. Or, early next year. Who knows what it'll be. Because you also have the Zelda and Ganondorf, figures still coming. So those guys might release in December. I believe that it had a holiday release date. But for things like the Sage Amiibo, I think that'll be early next year release date. Now my fourth prediction is similar to what Puro leaked, but I'm working off of the leak, okay? My prediction is a brand new 2D Donkey Kong game. Now you might think, well, Max, how can you say that? That's a prediction. Puro just leaked Donkey Kong. He leaked Donkey Kong. I am predicting off of that. I say it's a Donkey Kong 2D game. Brand new 2D adventure. That's my prediction off of his leak. We don't know what Donkey Kong it is. I say new 2D. New 2D Donkey Kong. It's what everyone loves. Everyone loves it. We haven't gotten one in almost, like, a few months from now. It'll be 10 years since Tropical Freeze. It's only right. And they just resurrected 2D Mario. It would make sense to bring over 2D Donkey Kong, or not bring over 2D Donkey Kong, but make a brand new 2D Donkey Kong. Maybe it'll have some 3D aspects. I don't even know. I think best case scenario, you make whatever this new Donkey Kong game is. I think that you make it 2D and 3D somehow, some way. You find a way to combine the two somehow. Like some parts 2D, some parts 3D. Like you find a way. You find a freaking way. Okay, that's my prediction. And then my final prediction, my safe prediction. This is, if I had to bet money on anything here, it's this: Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 6. I don't want to be boring and like make safe picks. But that's just what I genuinely think will happen. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 6. Because they have to do it now. Nintendo likes to put fillers in their direct. They like to spend like 2 minutes on Mario Kart. They like to do it because most of their directs are 40 minutes long. They love to kill time if they ever can. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a great excuse for that. And Wave 6 is scheduled to release by the end of the year. You announce it now, bring it over and say late October, done. You're all done with your DLC. So I think it's a safe bet to say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC will be in the direct. Yeah, I'm saying that. And then, guess what? I told you 5 predictions, but I have one wild card. Now, this one is one that I would not bet money on for my life. Okay? I have one wild card prediction. Do not bet on this happening. But my one wild card is a brand new Punch-Out game. That is my wild card. No, I don't think that Tomodachi Life will come to the Switch. No, I don't think any of these other wanted games will come. I'm saying Punch-Out. It's been... What's 9 minus like 23? Come on. It's been like 14 years ever since the last Punch-Out game. I think that you make a new Punch-Out for Switch. Do I think it'll happen? Of course not. That's why it's a wild card. But I'm hoping. Guys, I'm hoping. So before we wrap up this segment, let's just refresh Puro's Twitter and make sure that he has not tweeted anything else. Can we talk about like one more thing though? Can we talk about one thing? I had breakfast today with my mom at Cracker Barrel. It was so great. And I'm doing this podcast today, so I go ahead and I know what I'm going to talk about. And I was talking to her about Puro, which is random. But I was saying how, like, there's a presentation next week. I was telling her, like, what's happening with the content. There's a presentation next week, and there's this one guy who, like, knows everything. And she was saying, like, do you think he's a marketing plant? Guys, is Puro a marketing plant? Is he, like, affiliated with Nintendo? Does he work for Nintendo? Is it Nintendo? Is Nintendo running the Puro account? Is Nintendo running that account? Is Puro a plant? Hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Before you jump to conclusions. Puro might be associated with Nintendo. Listen here. Not only does Puro not have like broken English or like, lowercase letters where, they shouldn't be lowercase. Puro has great grammar, has great capitalization techniques. He has great everything. And here's where I think that Puro could potentially be associated with Nintendo. Here's where I get this from. Puro, when he tweets, causes so much ruckus. There's articles written. I'm talking about it. You're talking about it. You're reposting. You're replying to his tweets. You're liking his tweets. That is a fantastic marketing ploy. Dude, when he was talking about like Mario Wonder, SNES game remake, were you not more interested in the direct? Dude, he's like making you care. Nintendo is making you care. Is it affiliated? Is it Nintendo behind the account? Because they're making you care more and more about their direct. Is it them? Is Puro a marketing plant? I don't know. I've been thinking about it all morning. I was like, because I never thought about that. And here's the thing. It's hard to get tweets taken down. You can do it, but it's hard. You would think that, Nintendo would take him down. They haven't done anything to him. They have not touched Puro. As far as we know, people can make YouTube videos, about Puro. Like Game Explain just did one. I can talk about him and nothing will happen. Now, if they take this down, that'll age badly. But nothing will happen when I talk about Puro. Like, they don't care. Like, is it them? Do they not care because it's them? I don't freaking know. It's so weird. But they're causing ruckus. They're making us talk about it. They're making us care. They're building hype for the Direct. That's part of the reason why I'm talking about the Direct today. Because Puro talked about it. Like, they're making me talk about it now. Like, they're building hype. So, I don't know. In my heart, I don't think that Puro is run by Nintendo. I think it's just some guy who, like, has either a friend who works there or he works at, Nintendo. He has some connection. Because here's where I also, like, question it. Here's why I think he could also be run by them. Puro does not promote anything. You might ask yourself, what does Puro gain from posting these leaks? Nothing. Not that I know of. It would only ever help Nintendo, right? It would only help them. He doesn't have like a Patreon linked or a Ko-Fi or a YouTube channel or a website in his bio. He has nothing. So he doesn't gain much. You would think, maybe he gains the Twitter Blue money. Like, if you subscribe to Twitter Blue, you can sometimes earn money off that. Puro is not subscribed to Twitter Blue. He's not verified. What does Puro gain? It only ever would help Nintendo. Is it run by Nintendo? I don't know. Game Explain, who often gets review codes or is often somehow affiliated with Nintendo, can openly talk about Puro. And nothing happens. Nothing happens. Is he affiliated? I don't know. It's like the weirdest thing. They don't care about him, but they take down everyone else who posts leaks. There are some inside jobs going on, because I don't even know. I'll leave it at that. I will say I am not stating that Puro has anything to do with the social media team of Nintendo. I'm not saying that it's run by them. I'm not saying that, but it's a talking point. You have to think about that. Because it's very odd now. Anyways, that's that. Let's go ahead. Let's get to your favorite segment of the week, where we answer your questions that you have for me. Let's go. So, this segment is rather obvious. We answer your questions that you have left for me. Now, if you want to submit a question to be answered on the show, there are two ways. One, head over to my YouTube community tab at the end of the day on every Wednesday, and you will see a brand new post from me saying, "Hey, hope you're doing well. Leave your question down below. The next episode airs here, here, and here." Boom, and you would leave your question in the comments. You can do that, or on my Discord server, link down below, you can join that. Go to the Ask EmSwizzle channel and leave your question in there. Now, none of that guarantees that it'll be answered, but it puts your ticket in the lottery. If you do want to guarantee that one of your questions is answered, feel free to become a channel member, which costs as low as $1.99 a month. That gives you special, exclusive podcast episodes. It gives you priority question, like we just said. It gives you special emotes on the channel. It gives you so many cool perks for just $1.99 a month. And there's more tiers that cost more as well. But if you want to guarantee your question, that's how much it'll cost you. Because, gotta support the show, right? So we have questions here. We have 5 member questions, and then a few after that. We begin with Sonic Generations. What is your favorite new Pokemon game? Okay, so you're saying new Pokemon game. Okay. What is my favorite new Pokemon game? If you're saying new, I'm saying you mean from like one of the last 2, generations. So that leaves me with Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield. Out of those 4, I think that my favorite, well, I haven't beaten Scarlet or Violet yet, so I can't say those. I'll give you Pokemon Shield, or sorry, Sword is my favorite Pokemon game. And if you're asking me like my all-time favorite, which is not what you asked, but I don't want to like under-deliver on the question. My favorite Pokemon game ever is Pokemon X, but my favorite new one, Pokemon Sword, and I have yet to actually beat Pokemon Violet. I own the game, but I didn't want to play it because I was holding out for some kind of, performance patch, which never really came. So now it's just in the backlog for whenever. DK Lackeys, opinion on Smash Wii U /3DS. So opinion on Smash 4. That's a fun one. You know what? I really, really like Smash 4. Now, does it hold up compared to Smash Ultimate? No, not really. It doesn't hold a candle to Smash Ultimate. But I like Smash 4 because that's one of the Smash games that I put a lot of my time into. That was on the Wii U. I played it a lot on the Wii U. I got it for my birthday, which made it even more special. And when I like certain games, I associate not just like the game itself. Rating the game itself, it wasn't like the greatest Smash game, maybe even like the worst one. But I like to think about my memories with the game. And did I enjoy the game? Regardless if it's good. Did I enjoy it? How was it? I got it for my birthday. I played it for it had to have been like over 100 hours. Which isn't a crazy amount, but it's a lot to, know what a game is like. And my opinion, I love it. I think it's, in terms of nostalgia, my favorite Smash Bros. Game. My favorite Smash, all in all, though, is Smash Bros. Brawl. But yeah, I like Smash 4. I believe that it was a little bit overhated. Even like the 3DS version, obviously it's not great, but what did you expect? It's running on a 3DS. That's a miracle in itself. Be thankful they didn't just make it a Wii U exclusive, okay? So, overhated is my opinion. And I think that it's... I wouldn't say that it's really good, but I'll put it here. I really enjoyed it. That's how I can say it. Cam Games, what are your thoughts on the current state of the Paper Mario series, and what do you think Nintendo can do to improve it? Honestly, it's hard because I haven't played every Paper Mario game. I've played Origami King. I messed around with Super Paper Mario. That's what it's called, right? On the Wii, and that was it. I think they could use a brand new game. They put out the last one, like 4 years ago? I think, honestly, you can hold off. I think they should put out the next Paper Mario game on the next system within, the first 2 years. I say that you do that. And how can they improve it? That's a hard one. That's hard for me. I mean, kind of like how they improve every game. You add more enemies, you add new places, you add new everything. I think that they wouldn't do any crazy improvements, but they would rather just do improvements to what they already have, like battling, add some more moves, or add some more characters. I think more characters is what we need. I'd like to see a bunch of new people show up, a bunch of new faces, things like that. But yeah, they should for sure release it on the next system. I don't think Switch needs a new Paper Mario game. It has Origami King, and that's it. After a while, it gets harder for me to talk. Why is that? Red Ninja 569. When do you think we will get another 3D Mario game? To be honest with you, next console launch. With that said, October 2024 is my exact prediction. And if that's right, someone clip this, I should become a Nintendo leaker after today. I'm kidding. But really, I'm saying when the next console releases, that is the launch game. And I think that it'll release next October. So that is my guess. Next October. And then one more member's question. Turdy Stomper asks, do you think Mario Galaxy 3 will come out? I don't think so. Because I think if they were going to, it would have come out, I believe, shortly after Mario Galaxy 2. They don't often make a new entry in a small series like 10 years later. Like, obviously, you'll see things like Donkey Kong Country. Like, that's kind of like the main course, Donkey Kong Country. And that can get a new game after 10 years. But, like, 3D, like, Mario Galaxy is a 3D Mario game. They've already made other 3D Mario games since. So to go back to specifically Galaxy would just be kind of weird. So I would probably bet on no. I do not believe that Mario Galaxy 3 will come out. I'm betting on no. And then EJJ's2166 asks, after the Mario Wonder trailer, I'm a bit worried about the difficulty of the game. Do you think it will be too easy? Love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Do I think it'll be too easy? That's kind of been my thoughts too. If you were there on my reaction stream, I was like, dude, this game looks kind of difficult. Because, bro, they're like flying up and down in between these like green flames and like bouncing on balls. It's like, bro, this game looks hard, okay? This game looks kind of hard. Do I think it'll be too easy? Do I think it'll be hard? I think it'll be a little bit tougher than current Mario Bros. Games. Like, compare it to Mario Bros. U. I think it'll be maybe, I said a little bit tougher, but because Mario Bros. U is not hard at all, I'm saying like twice as hard as Mario Bros. U. That's my guess. Twice as hard as Mario Bros. U. And it's Mario Bros. It's a kid's game. There's going to be like 4-year-olds playing. I get that. But would you look at the game, unless there's a peaceful mode, you gotta admit, it does look a little hard. Now, I'm not saying hard as in like, you know, as hard as you might think Zelda is, but for a 2D Mario game, that thing looks a little bit difficult, which I'm ready for. I want some kind of difficulty. Mario Bros. Games feel like a breeze. So to have this gets me excited. But no, I do not think it'll be too easy, and I don't believe that it'll be too hard. I believe it's just the right challenge, but I use the word challenge. I think it'll be more challenging than any other Mario Bros. Game. I think it'll be the hardest, but also the best Mario Bros. Game. And then Apple Axolotl is asking, do you think the next generation of Nintendo consoles will have Switch compatibility? If so, will they make it similar to 3DS cartridges, being that they are close in size but slightly different, in order to make backwards compatibility impossible? I think they meant possible. Or sorry, wait, like, you know, I get what you mean. Are they going to do backwards compatibility? And if so, will they make the different cartridges? I think that is exactly what will happen. If there is backwards compatibility with the next system, I think you do the same with the 3DS. Similar cartridge size, very, very similar. However, you put like that little nub at the top to prevent these cartridges from going into the Switch, not Switch 2. So, do you know how DS and 3DS cartridges, like I have one here. I have a cartridge of Animal Crossing New Leaf. DS cartridges just have this. It's just, if that'll focus, it's just a square, whereas 3DS has a little notch on the right side of it that will not allow you to put that into a DS. I think Switch 2 cartridges will work just like that. Yes, I think that they'll work like that. And do you think it'll have Switch compatibility? I think so. I think it'll have backwards compatibility, just like the 3DS and DS do. I think it'll be just like that. And I'm excited for it because the Switch, as you know, has no backwards compatibility. It's a brand new thing. Couldn't even take 3DS games or DS games or Wii U, nothing. So to see it come back, I'm excited. And also, we don't have to abandon all of our old games. They'll all still be there, assuming that assuming that we have backwards compatibility. I can't say the backwards compatibility. I can't say those two words together. Jeez. Then the rumor asks, if a Switch 2 came out, what features would you add/change from the regular Switch? I would make more comfortable Joy-Cons. I would. You know what? This is kind of like this is weird. I would add a brand new button. It's time that Nintendo changes up their controllers. It's always been 2 sticks, a D-pad, and ABXY. Ever since like the Wii U and 3DS. It's time you change it up. I say you add something new. Whether it be like a scroll wheel, something like how a PS4 controller has like that black pad or whatever, like the little touchpad. You don't need that per se, but you need something else unique. You need a brand new button or brand new something, a little scroll wheel, I don't know what it is. And you need a feature that I would add. Let's do something in console. On the actual system itself, you need themes. You need themes. When Iwata was still here, his thing, I believe it was his thing, was like, you want to make everyone's console their own, which is why on some models of the 3DS, I believe it was the new 3DS new 3DS, not XL, new 3DS, you could change out the faceplates and things like that. On Game Boy Micro, same thing. And that's part of the reason why there were so many special edition 3DSs. You want every console to be your own, and not to mention themes. Those make the console your own. For example, I'm currently holding a white 3DS. It's actually a Japanese 3DS LL. I'm holding a white 3DS with a theme installed. I don't know which one. I guarantee you, this 3DS is nothing like yours. You don't have a white 3DS with whatever theme I have. It's my own console. Like that's what made it cool. Everyone's console is their own color and their own theme. That's what was sick. So I want that to come back. I want that to come back. Make every console your own. Themes is what we need. Those 3 features would be great. I wouldn't change anything. Just keep on adding. Well, I mean, change like Joy-Cons and controllers, but nothing else. And then Mello asks, "What is your favorite Pikmin enemy?" My favorite. Let's make sure I have the name right. Pikmin. Hold on. I like the bread bugs. Bread bugs. I love the bread bugs. Now they're annoying. They're very annoying. They're annoying to kill. They're annoying to deal with. But I like how they look. I like bread bugs. It's like a Bulborb's child in bread. Like, how could you not love that? It's like a breaded Bulborb. It's like when you buy pretzel dogs. It's a hot dog and a pretzel. It's like same thing here. It's like how do you not love that, And then Minto544 is asking, do you think we will get a game centered around Waluigi? Not anytime soon. Like, they love to do that. You have Mario, which is Mario's game. You have Luigi's Mansion. You have Peach's Untitled game. And Peach has had her own game before. But I just don't know that everyone gets their own game. Like Wario did. Donkey Kong. Bowser hasn't really. Not really. Like really. Like to consider a Bowser game a game that stars Bowser, Bowser has to be in the title. And it's happened before, Bowser's Fury, that Mario and Luigi game, Bowser's Inside Story. But it has to have that, and you have to play as Bowser 99% of the time. I never actually played Bowser's Inside Story, but I assume that you're not playing as Bowser 99% of the time. So, with that said, I'm just saying, even characters like that don't even have their own game. So I'm saying, I don't know that Waluigi would have his own game. Because, outside of, us hardcore fans, I guess that like kind of meme Waluigi. Like we meme him, we want him to come to Smash Bros. I don't know that the casual audience would buy a Waluigi game. I don't know that sells. Like outside of us, me and you who like Waluigi, I don't know that's selling. I don't really know. Peach can sell. Peach is a main staple of the company. Waluigi, I don't know. I don't know that he sells. I'm not sure. People like him, but that doesn't do past like 3 million copies. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. So probably not, but I would love it. And then final question, Raise Riggy. What is Raise Riggy? Like, what does that mean? I don't know. People said it in my last stream. What does that mean? Someone, I don't even know. You know what? Don't even, I see it too much. Don't even comment it. If you do, I'm banning you. Okay. I'm kidding. I won't ban you, but I'll probably delete it. It's just annoying. What does it mean? They ask though, will you ever go to conventions? Yes, eventually. I'm debating PAX East next year. I will tell you, the answer is probably no. The earliest you'll get me at a convention is PAX East next year. That's not likely though. The actual earliest that you'll get me anywhere is probably PAX East 2025, which is far away. Do I say why? No, I don't. I don't say why. Yeah. It's for great reason though. Great reason. I would want to go, but I'm going to wait it out. PAX East 2025. And here's the thing. Once I go to one, I want to go to like every single one that exists. So you'll see me everywhere. And you can meet me there if you are going to said conventions. I can do like a little... I couldn't have like a thing for people to like meet me at PAX East. Like they don't really do that, do they? Like you can have like a thing, but I'm not going to have like my own like... What do you call it? Like table booth thing? I'm not going to have that. Probably not. I don't know. I'll tell you where I am if I'm ever at a convention, and then meet me there. Anyways, that's that for the Mario Matter. Episode 54. Thank you so much for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, all of the above. We appreciate it so much. We appreciate your 5-star ratings on Apple and Spotify on the podcast. If you're listening on YouTube and you have not rated the podcast on Spotify or Apple, please do so. It helps us out. We are still a very much growing podcast, so it helps us out. If you're enjoying, I appreciate it more than you like. You don't understand how great it makes me feel to go on there and see like cool, good reviews. Like it helps me out. If you're feeling nice and you like the show, feel free. I would appreciate it. Also, shout out to our channel members who will be shown on the podcast, the video version at the end during the outro. We appreciate you all. Link down below to become channel member and get exclusive perks on the channel, which is also just fantastic, isn't it? That's fantastic. You get perks. You're enjoying the content. With that said, I'll see you all next Saturday for the podcast. Next Saturday, we might just be sitting here talking about the Direct. We'll see. With that said, I'll see you all soon. I love you all. Next Saturday, be there. Adios.